Morning, guys. Just sat down. It's like 20 degrees out. Got the dogs. Went to the gym. Got a sick pump. Dirt nasty. Got some chest, some triceps. It was good. I was watching this guy while I was sitting down, and I don't even remember what his name is, but he talks about philosophy. He talks about the idea behind what we got here. This is the first video I've made in a long time, so expect me to be a little awkward on this one, but I want to talk about the story of Sköll and Hatí. Now, I don't know if you've ever played God of War. Obviously, you're associated with Norse mythology. If you know anything about it, great. If not, that's fine. I'll explain it. So, their history doesn't matter. All that you guys really got to know is they're the sons of the... Do I cut both sides? Just one. I'm sure one of you guys will fucking tell me in the comments. But I'm cutting both right now. So, both of them are sons of the giant wolf Fenrir. I don't really remember what happened with Fenrir. I'll have to look into it more. Maybe I'll tell his story different day. But what we want to focus on now... That's so fucking bad, dude. Gotta make sure my dogs don't get this. But Sköll and Hatí, they're the wolves that chase the sun and the moon, respectively. Sköll, moon, or Sköll, sun, Hatí, moon. And really don't want to use my Zippo on this. If you guys have ever lit anything with a Zippo, you know it tastes like fucking shit and it's too cold. I'm already getting cancer, so. Dude. Fucking gnarly, Skip. But Sköll and Hatí, they chase the sun and the moon, and when they finally reach their target and they eat the sun and the moon, Ragnarok ensues. It starts Fimbulwinter, the 3-year-long cold, which then leads to the horn being blown, and Ragnarok, the death of the gods, the giants, the war of all races, the alpha race war, if you will. Okay, I gotta light this, dude. Get the fuck away. Get away. Be his ass, Katara. Yeah, and so it reminds me of the cycle and the journey a lot of men go through, and a lot of people, even women, I think, will go through it. And the chasing of a goal, right? It's good. But the chasing of a goal, and then you're in the trenches, you're running for it, you're out of breath, but you can see it on the horizon, you know it's right there. And then you finally fucking get it, you tear it apart, tear it to shreds, like, ah, ah. And then what? You know, what happens when you reach that goal? And I'm sure a lot of men in their lives have gone through this. I'm sure a lot of people have. But I think it's more relatable to men because I'm a guy. So I kind of get it. Jesus Christ, dude. I should have lit this before I started the video. Yeah. So you tear your goal to pieces, you achieve it. And I think for a lot of people, what we realize then is that you're not at the top of the mountain you've been climbing. In fact, you're far from it. You know, I don't think that there's ever a summit to the mountain besides maybe death. But you're there, and you think that you're there, and you think you can turn around and look out over the landscape, and you're only 20 feet up. You know, you barely fucking climbed a tree. And one that a 5-year-old could do if they really put their mind to it. So, you tear apart your goal and you realize, oh, shit. Okay. And then you have this period of darkness, this period of uncertainty. And during Fimbulwinter, food is very hard to come by. It's scarcity. People are aggressive. You have this turmoil in your head before finally the horn is blown and you are plunged into chaos. And chaos can last years. It can last, for some guys, decades, for some people, a lifetime. And the choice is, is good. And the choice then is, how do you fight your battle? Do you fight it? There's two ways to fight a war. You can fight a war to conquer, or you can fight a war for peace, to achieve peace. And I think that fighting a war to conquer is futile, because you can never truly conquer a population. You can never truly conquer yourself. I think that you should fight for peace, always. And then, if you look at the end of Ragnarok, the big battle to fight the chaos, what happens is you get a new age of peace and beauty and prosperity, and everything's fucking dead, except for the new gods, and there's 2 humans left. 2 humans. Kind of a parallel to Christianity there, the beginning, at least. And it's just, how many men and women every single day are going through this chaos, and they're fighting to try and conquer without relinquishing the control and saying, all I want is peace. All I want is to not be content, but to be peaceful. So there's a difference between peaceful and content. Content normally can be pretty bad. Content can breed laziness, docility. So what are we fighting for? Are we fighting for that peace? Are we fighting for love, for the ability to care, for the ability to prosper in the future? Because things get worse before they get worse, and they get worse before they get better. So I've been thinking about that a lot. While I was at the gym, I just kept on replaying this in my head. It's very similar to the hero's journey, you could say. If you don't know what the hero's journey is, I'm not going to explain it. Go figure it out. You're a fucking adult. But it's that hero's journey of, and then once you get to the end, that internal fight, you got to get through all of it. And then at the end, you're able to go back and you rescue that child. You rescue yourself. Yeah. Because no one else is going to save you. Nobody else is going to save you. If you can have God in your corner. He always is. He's always rooting for you. He has a path, but at a certain point, you have to work. You have to put in the effort. You're a coach. A coach can help a team. He can help coach a team. He can help guide them, but he cannot win the game. He cannot fight the battles for you. Fuck, it's cold, dude. Jesus. So at what point should one fight the battle? Because Ragnarok, metaphorically speaking, that internal battle inside of you, inside of ourselves, who's fighting that? I think that is God fighting that. I don't think that that's us fighting that. I think that When humans try to fight, you're fighting against yourself. And, look how the civil fucking war ended up. We just killed Americans. Like, okay. Any civil war. Not, transcending that, look at any war. You're just killing other people. But sometimes it must be done. Not to get too far off topic. Bold. Earthy. Notes of chocolate. That aftertaste is good. See that? It's not even burning all the way on that side. But as I was saying, I think that internal battle, that Ragnarok, you're plunged into darkness, and many question God, many question themselves, they question life, reality, nihilism. Nihilism breeds in that environment. And I think that is where we must put in the effort to search. What is my purpose? To ask, to meditate on that. If you don't believe in God, meditation, there's something to be said about being able to reach into the universe, to stick your hand above the water and to ask for help, to say, I don't understand, I'm not powerful enough. Because you're only powerful over your actions and your emotions. Our psyche, it's a fragile thing. It's very fragile. It's not a muscle, it's a bone. And to strengthen it, you have to break it repeatedly. You have to crack it, fracture, micro-fractures. You don't want to break the whole fucking thing, but you need cracks. You need cracks. I don't know if you guys heard that. That was wild. But once you come out of that darkness, that Fimbulwinter, I think that Ragnarok, the battle, that is fought by God. That is not fought by ourselves. That is fought by something greater that is inside of all of us. And I think that what we must do as people is ask for peace. To try to achieve peace, whether you believe in God or not, right? Just try to achieve peace. Ask for clarity. Seek knowledge. But not too much, not going on and watching Huberman and Joe Rogan. I mean, love him, but not Sean Ryan. That's entertainment. That's entertainment. What are you gonna do about the terrorists, right? You gonna go join the fucking Marines? We're not even fighting them. Not even fighting them. Katara, good girl. Look at this little fucking cutie. Come here. Come here. Look at her. Look at this. This Katara. Good girl. Yeah, thank you. Hands are cold. So, I think that in my personal life, I've been in Ragnarok since, metaphorically speaking, Ragnarok since 2019, halfway through 2019. That's 6 years of my life. 6 years of constant fighting, constantly trying to take control over the uncontrollable. The serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And there's 3 key parts there: serenity, courage, and wisdom. Not power, not control, but serenity, peace, courage, fortitude, and wisdom. I think there's a broad difference between wisdom and knowledge. Big difference there. Got a nice burn on it too. This thing will last me a couple days. And back when I was 17, I had to go to a little drug rehab school. I didn't get sent there for drugs. I got sent there because I made the decision to go there. I knew I needed to change. I was definitely addicted to drugs, but it's not why I got sent there. I was the only person there that wasn't there for drugs. I was there to catch up on credits in school, right? That was what I needed. I was put there for a reason. And one of the requirements, not requirements, but, it was asked that you go to AA, NA meetings, they drive you into town, and it was a good time. It was a really good time, and AA is not a sad place, and if you ever go into those rooms, even if you're not an alcoholic or an addict or whatever, go to those rooms, listen to the stories, listen to the old timers. And you don't speak. When you first walk in, you don't speak. They go around in a circle. It's not like the movies. You find a good group where somebody talks, there's no feedback. Feedback is for after the meeting. The first one is for sharing wisdom, for asking for help, for problems if you have them. But your first couple meetings, first month, if you're going, 8 meetings, 2 times a week, don't say shit. Walk in there and just say, hey, Thai. I'd walk in and say Thai alcoholic. You can walk in and say Thai observer if you're not. And then just say, I don't know anything. I'm here to listen. You sit down. You recognize you don't know anything. God, that's good. I see why old timers like it. Good girl. Good girl. And one of the men that I met when I was in those rooms, small guy, 5'5", maybe, tiny guy, his name was Joe, probably 100 pounds, flat. One of the funniest people I've ever met. He had that Billy Goat beard, looked like an Appalachian moonshiner, bootlegger. Great. Loved him, still do. Wish I could talk to him. Don't have any of his contact info, though. But, he's burned into my heart, burned into my mind, burned into my soul. And I'm not going to review any of this before I post it, so sorry if the audio sucks. My phone case is not good. But I'm going to wrap this up because it's getting a little bit long. But what he told me once, we were talking about this. He was talking about 12 steps, about recovery, about wisdom. Something that he shared with me. It's not his words, it was his sponsor's words. And he described this man as batshit crazy. Like who was the bucket guy? The barrel guy. Fuck, how am I forgetting his name? Roman barrel philosopher, the hobo, Featherless biped, that guy. Well, that's the kind of character who he heard this from. And fuck, get some gas, get out of here, go, leave, go, be gone. And what he told me, the Serenity Prayer can have many different things in it. It can have many different phrases, and I think one of the best ones I've ever heard was, grant me the serenity to accept the people I cannot change, the courage to change the one I can, and the wisdom to know that it's me. We have control over our actions. We have control over our words, control over our emotions, and control over most of our thoughts. You still have that subconscious that you just can't do anything about. That's your human nature. The flaw in humanity. That voice in the back of your head when some guy walks up and cuts you off in traffic or flips you off, gives you a mean look, whatever, right? We all know what I'm talking about here. It's your choice whether you can respond angrily or whether you can respond with peace. You're eating wood. Gotta try it sometime. Or is that shit? That might be frozen poop. Katara's a yucky dog. Skipper poops, Katara eats. That's how it goes sometimes. So, if you watch this video for the whole 20 minutes, try to be at peace today. You know, if you got kids, be nice. I've been noticing I've been start to yell at my son. I'll stop myself, and I'll peel back. And I'll rethink it. I'll try to come at him from a different angle. Every time I do it, I fucking hate myself for it. I don't hate myself for it, but it makes me mad. Because I lose that control over my emotions. I don't lose it, I refuse it. But today, be at peace. Remember Sköll and Hatí. The dogs that chase the sun and the moon. The wolves that chase the sun and the moon. And when they finally reach their goal, their world is plunged into darkness. They realize what they've done. And after a duration of time, chaos ensues. But fear not, brother. For on the other side of that chaos, there is peace, as long as you seek it. Wars can be fought forever, but peace can be achieved in a day. Take care, make good choices. Thank you for watching this all the way through if you did. Thank you for giving me 20 minutes of your life. Thank you. I really, truly appreciate that. Have a good one.